I got rejected. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne, and I'm out here on the running trail. I'll go slower. Beautiful day, gorgeous day out here in the neighborhood. So I wanted to talk about how I got rejected. You know, many years ago, I had a dear friend and great friendship. She was just amazing and wonderful. And my kids were babies at the time, all in diapers. And I was focused on my marriage and my life, my babies, my happy life. And she was going through a kind of a turbulent time. And she was kind of dating a lot of different people. And it wasn't a good situation. And so I listened and listened, but I didn't have a lot of time. I didn't have a lot of free time. I had 3 babies in diapers. And so my time was being selective, and she was a great friend. And finally I told her, I said, you know, I really don't want to hear this part of your life because, well, she was married. And in an unhappy marriage, I think, but one that was tolerable. And I just didn't want to hear all of it. You know what I'm saying? And so our friendship broke off. I don't think in any kind of, you know, difficult way. I just kind of let it go. And she had been an amazing friend for years. And I think she was upset with me because I wouldn't listen to sometimes an hour-long conversation about the new guy of the day. Or the week or month or whatever it happened to be. And so I didn't want to listen to it because I didn't want that to infiltrate into my mind. And so our friendship ended after a number of years. So later on, much later, I tried to pick back up with that friendship through social media. You know, there's avenues you can look people up because it had been quite a few years. And she never responded. And then I thought, well, maybe she never got the you know, messages or whatever it was. But I believe she did. And I don't think she held a grudge at all. I think she probably cherished the time of our friendship equally that I did to her. And I don't think I did anything wrong by saying, I just don't want to hear this stuff. My life, I love my life. And I'm raising small children, and I've got a husband, and I know maybe when I was single, I would have been more understanding and of your situation, because I knew she was in an unhappy marriage, and she was just trying to find herself, and she's kind of lost in a bunch of different relationships. And yet, I just didn't want to hear it at that time. So I thought, you know, this friendship is worth saving. Even after all these years, I want to reconnect, and because we were incredible friends. She was a genuine friend. And she just never responded. And I do realize, and I do believe that she got my messages, because I think I even found her phone number after all those years and left a message. I'm pretty sure it was her phone number. I don't think she ever moved. So unless it was somebody else's, because it was a pre-recorded, computerized phone message. So that was the story. And, you know, I miss my old friend, but I also know that she went on. I've gone on. We're both very happy people. And I've learned that sometimes you can't go back. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can reconnect to the right relationships, and she was a right relationship once upon a time, and maybe still could be, or still is, I don't know, but she chooses not to go back on into it. And like I said, I don't think she holds a grudge because I rejected her, so to speak. I didn't reject her, I just didn't want to hear that stuff, you know, at the time. And I don't think it's over that. I think people go on sometimes, and they also, some people just don't want to tap back into the past, even the good part of the past, although that's really their loss. If it's an appropriate relationship and it was a great relationship. But sometimes people do move on. And I think spiritually, sometimes people that were meant to be in your life at one point are no longer meant to be in your life. That doesn't mean that they're bad or that you don't love them or you don't value what you had. It just means that they served a purpose and you served a purpose in their life. But God moves you on, and maybe that event that took place in her life moved us both on in directions that we would have otherwise not gone on. And so, yeah, I miss my old friend. And if she ever connected with me, I would welcome her with open arms. If she wanted to reconnect in a great way. And yet, if not, I wish her only great things and great happiness. Okay, hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.